गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालयै कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तदभक्ताय नमः. If anyone is Sharanagat, means
surrendered, unconditionally surrendered,
totally surrendered, like Bharat, then he can develop his Krishna consciousness. He should be first surrendered to his Gurudev. And if he is not surrendering Gurudev, he cannot surrender to Krishna. He must obey his Guru and then to Krishna. Otherwise Krishna will not accept his application, his prayer. So, like this. One thing more. If you want to develop on Krishna consciousness, don't try to exhibit your bhakti to others. Okay? Don't. Keep it like comfort in your heart. Like Bharat, what did? He never told to anyone. Only out of mercy he told to Rahugana. Not to others. He was hiding his whole things in him. Mahaprabhu, he is telling, Na prem gandhosti dharapi me haro. I am not even a trace or even a shadow of prem. Nothing. Then why you are weeping? I am weeping for self-praise that always praise me. If I had prem, like a fish even, if fish is taken out of water, at once in a moment she dies. And I am not meeting with Krishna, and I am tolerating the separation, then how I have a pain? So try to hide all these things. Apan bhajana katha na kahibe ane. Perhaps Bhaktivinoda Thakur or Narottam Thakur. Don't tell. Oh, I have seen Krishna in my dream. I have realized. Sometimes I weep bitterly for Krishna. Don't tell all these things. I chant 1 lakh name of these things. I can speak very well, more than anyone. Like he hides everything for. If you want to develop Krishna Prem, you should be like that. You know, Pulindi Kanya in Govardhan, in low cost, in what tribes? Aboriginal tribes. Scheduled caste. Also blackish, like hilly tribes. What he used to do, one day, she was in forest to pick up some flowers, some cow dungs, and some fruits. But he saw in the morning, and he became upset. What to do? She saw on the grasses, ওটাকে কি বলে? On the dew. Or coming from a sky like water? Oh, dew. Mixing with reddish color. And he at once remembered Krishna and became full of love and affection for Krishna. And by this reason he wanted to embrace Krishna. And then he took that reddish kumkum from that dust and poured on her. Purna Pulinda Urgaya Padabja Raga Sinkam Kumena Daitastan Manditena Tatarsan Asmara Rujatara Rusitina Lepyanti Anand Kuchausta Ahuj. What is the meaning? This low caste of lady of Govardhan walking and saw some reddish kumkum on the grasses. From where it came? Daitastanam anditena. Daita is Radhika. Oh, she always puts kumkum on her breast and body. And Krishna put his feet on the breast of Srimati Radhika. And thus that kumkum came in the lotus feet of Krishna. And now Krishna going to his home. And in the way, in morning, dews were there. And thus that kumkum was mixed with that water. And that kumkum, that Pulinda girl, she too. What was that? Daitastan Manditena. And same very Radhika is telling, the glorification. I am not like Pulindi Kanya. Purna Pulinda Urgaya Padab Jarago. Oh, any Daita. And kumkum is of her. And Krishna took on his face. And that Pulindi, not always meeting with Krishna, but she is more fortunate than me or anyone, because she took that kumkum everywhere. And in the mind, her heart, embraced Krishna totally. And Krishna became her. Oh, I am not so fortunate like that. But more superior who? Huh? More superior. Jat kinkari subausa khaluka kubani nityam parasya purusasya sikhanda mauli jasya kada rasanidhe visubhanujaya tatakeli kunja bhavanangan marjanisya. More superior who? The kinkaris of Radha, the maidservant of Radhika. Srimati Radhika has ordered, there is a black in Vrindavan, and very what? Huh? Cheetah. Outside, inner side, both black. If he will come here, don't let him come in my kunja. I don't want to see him again. She should return back. He should not come to me. And tricky Krishna came there and wanted a permission that I should go to Srimati Radhika. I want to meet. I want to pacify her. But all the gopis, like Rup Manjari, Rati, and all today very strict. That you cannot go. You should return back. We cannot order it. And what Krishna was doing? Being Supreme Lord, Lord of Lords. And what doing? Keeping his head on the lotus feet of gopis and praying, let me go, let me go. Now compare that new coming lady and serving Krishna and Radhika in this way. Who is superior? Oh, his Manjaris are more. But why they are superior? Because they are serving Srimati Radhika. Why? Because Venu Karannipatitam Skalitam Shikhandam Brashtancha Pita Vasanam Brajarajasono Jasya Kataksha Sarghat Vimurchitasya Tang Radhika Paracharami Kadarashena. Oh Krishna, Lords of Lords. Very beautiful, very attractive. But even when he looks towards Srimati Radhika, when Krishna is going to cow herding, and Srimati Radhika with her Sakhis standing near a kunj, hiding. And when Krishna saw at once by the glance of Radhika, what he became? Oh, flute came from his down, from his hand. At once. You know this flute, very powerful. Even Brahma, Shankar and all Sankarshan, they are mohit ho jate hain, bewildered. And all gopis, all the gopis are bound to come from their houses in the night, even serving their husband, their sons, churning or anything, cooking, giving up. So Bansi is very powerful. If any gopi becomes Manvati, sulking, at once by flute, Krishna, very easily he can break her. More. So Bansi is very powerful, but it comes down from the hands of Krishna. And what more? His peacock feather comes down. Where it goes? In the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika. And what becomes more? He becomes at once faint. And then Madhamangal, what are you doing? Mother Yashoda and Nand Baba are here. And it is very hard for Krishna to maintain his sense. Who is she? Radhika. So Radhika is most superior than anyone, even to Chandrauli or anyone. In some cases, Srimati Radhika is Guru of Krishna, friend of Krishna, servant of Krishna. Mantri of Krishna, Shakha of Krishna. Especially Guru of love and affection. So Radhika is most superior. And how you can have only one process. What? Anaradha radha padam bhojdenum anashita bindatamim tat padankam asambhashra tad bhav gambhir chittanam kutah shyam sindho rasasya. Who can dive? Who can sink in the ocean of love? And that is Shyam Ras. Shyam Ras, you know? Shyam Ras, the love and affection of Krishna. Who can have this? Only Anaradha Radha Padambo. Who have not served Radhika. The lotus dust of Radhika, they cannot. And those who have not served Bindatamim Tat Padankam, where Radhika's footsteps are everywhere, foot dust is everywhere. That Bindatavi, if anyone has not taken shelter of Bindatavi, and who has not taken shelter of the person who is always sinking in the love and affection of Srimati Radhika. Asambhashya tad bhava gambhira chittanam, like Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, like other Goswami, if he has not heard their Harikatha, meaning is this, then he cannot know the glorification of Srimati Radhika. This is our ultimate goal. I want to finish here my class beginning from where? From Shraddha we began. And then, so many Harikatha was there. The essence of all comes here, that our object is that to serve Radhika. But we should begin from the last fraction of bhakti, from Shraddha. That is called Vaidhi Bhakti. And then gradually go up. Then you will not fall down. And if you have no taste for all these things, you are already fallen down, nothing to fall down. Gaur Premanand.